Hi students, let's study Julius Caesar Act 1, Scene 2. A very important scene because after the foundations of Scene 1, all the major players, all the major characters of this play will be revealed and the plot will become clearer. So we start off with the Feast of Lupercal. It's a huge celebration. Caesar, along with his train, are seen. Antony is going to run a holy race, which is part of the celebration. It's a ritual. Now Caesar instructs Antony to touch Calpurnia, that is Caesar's wife, with the whip while he's running, because there was a superstitious belief that if a woman is infertile, unable to have a child, then by doing this, she will become fertile. So Caesar did believe in superstitions and omens, even though he considered himself to be divine. Right then, we hear a soothsayer predict about the future and claim, beware the Ides of March. Ides means 15. So he warned Caesar to be aware of the 15th of March, which was exactly 1 month from that day. Now Caesar did not want to be seen as somebody who was scared of such threats. So he brushed aside this claim of the soothsayer. Then we see Cassius and Brutus separate from the crowd and enter a private conversation. Now Cassius's intention is to brainwash Brutus, to make him join his conspiracy to kill Caesar, to assassinate him. So he tries various methods. He knows how important it is to get Brutus on his side because that would add legitimacy to his actions. Otherwise, the public, the mob, might get very angry when they learn about Caesar's assassination. He appeals to his friendship. He acts as if he's a little disturbed by the fact that Brutus no longer shows the same love towards him as he would do earlier. To which Brutus replies that he has been preoccupied by some thoughts. So Cassius tries to dig deeper. He wants him to admit that even Brutus is worried about the growing power of Caesar, because he knows that even Brutus would not want a dictator, an over-ambitious ruler in the form of Caesar. Brutus loved republicanism in Rome. Then he talks about Caesar's weaknesses. He tries to establish the fact that Caesar is not an immortal god. He's a mortal human being just like the rest of them. He narrates incidences from the past where Caesar was almost drowning in the river Tiber and Cassius had to save him. In another instant, Caesar was ill and he was crying for help. He also tried to arouse jealousy in Brutus by saying that Brutus's name should be as famous and as respected as Caesar's name. But none of these could convince him. He understood what Cassius was trying to say indirectly, but he told Cassius that he thinks that whatever Cassius is thinking is quite dangerous and he doesn't really want to participate in that. He needs time to figure out a better way to deal with the situation. Now during the conversation, they hear some shouts by the public during the festival. They hear it thrice and later it is revealed by Casca that these were instances where Antony was offering the crown to Caesar to make him king, but Caesar refused to accept it just to win the hearts of the public, even though he did want to become a king later on. So the last game bring up ancestral pride in Brutus. Brutus was proud of his family name. So Cassius gave the example of Junius Brutus. Generations ago, he was one of the leaders of Rome and he stood for republicanism. Now this really moved Brutus and it instigated a fire in Brutus, and he promised that he can do anything to maintain Rome as a republic, even if it meant he had to live like a peasant. Then they saw Casca and they pulled him aside to ask him questions about what happened during the Feast of Lupercal, because they could see Caesar in a very angry mood storming back to his home. So they wanted to know why. Now Casca is a very sarcastic person, a very cynical person. He hates the public. He finds them disgusting and stinking. Yet he's smart enough to be in Caesar's good books. But at the same time, later we'll know that Casca will be the first to jab Caesar with a knife. So Casca revealed to them that Caesar had been offered the crown thrice, which he refused, after which he fell unconscious. Now it seems that he had an epileptic fit because he was suffering from epilepsy. Another point which proves that he was merely a human, that Caesar was not some divine being. Then after Brutus and Casca depart and Cassius is all alone on stage, he gives a monologue, a soliloquy. So he speaks to the audience saying, revealing his plans. He reveals how he has been trying to manipulate Brutus into becoming a part of this team in this conspiracy. And his next step would be to write letters, fake letters, on behalf of the citizens, asking for Brutus's help in saving Rome from Caesar, and then throwing it into his house or through the window, so that Brutus would feel that the public wants him to take action and he will be forced into action. And it finally works. He also reveals how naive Brutus is. He says that if he were in Brutus's shoes, he would never listen to such a person as himself, who is an enemy of Caesar. If he were very close of Caesar, then he would not listen to anybody else, unlike Brutus, who is letting other people influence him, because his love for Rome is more than his love for his friend. Hi students, this is AJ sir. If you like this video, press the like button. If you would like to enroll for my online test series or online lectures, email me or message me on Instagram. Check the description for more information.